This is Point Zizzy. Coming in hard and off the car. Coming with the backs, the crack backs. Coming with the heat, street. Coming with the flow from the barrio. You know what I'm saying? And coming with the boom bit to their line ass lips. This is PBN Point Black National News, the late and the great edition, and the ghetto edition as well. Because this is how we do. You know what I'm saying? Now today, we hearing a little this, and we're going to hear a little that. Because one of the things that we have to start to look at is the foundation of the very overstanding of our plight here from what took place with our ancestors to where we are today. You know what I'm saying? This goes out to Africa. You know what I'm saying? Africa has to start to call on the power of their people. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors didn't expect you to necessarily always go back or see yourself in the mentality of going backwards, but to see yourself in a forward motion within yourself. For your ancestors reign within you. You know what I'm saying? And they're looking for you to activate that power in which they have to give to you from within you. You know what I'm saying? You cannot get it from no other source except your ancestors' power that has been laid out many, many years ago for you to activate. This is one of the reasons why they do not want you to go into Egypt or even be up in Egypt occupying all this and that. That's why they want to occupy Egypt as if they own Egypt. They do not own Egypt, and it has no rights to the land. Now, saying no rights to even the mystics of tomorrow, or even what was found there, and they stole and continue to sit there and then act as if like you own Egypt. You don't own Egypt. You're a thief. You're a common criminal that needs to be removed, a blight in Egypt that needs to be removed from that land, and you know you do, and you know who I'm talking about as well. See what I'm saying? But we have to start to look within ourselves for the strength and the power of our own ancestors that's within us, for the blood running us. You know what I'm saying? This is not for them to decide who we are. We must decide. That was already laid out many years ago. You know what I'm saying? But we have let these beasts and these different people come in there and sidetrack and destroy and even allow to even be able to enslave our people with the garbage in which go on. And we have many black people who are not standing up for this understanding. You know what I'm saying? They continue down the same road with the same garbage and helping the same beast. You know what I'm saying? And we see a lot of this in Africa today. You know what I'm saying? We need Africa to stand up and activate within themselves their own ancestry. Because one day that will be what you are. You know what I'm saying? So you must show a better example now. You know what I'm saying? And get rid of the tyrants and the wicked beast that is on the land and clear the land. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how we go, we must do it. This land must be clear. The Ottoman Turks must not be occupying Egypt as any government or military force within Egypt's land. They are not Egyptians. They are Ottoman Turks, aren't they? And that goes for the other group they call the crew, or whatever they want to call themselves. You know what I'm saying? With the is and so on. But we know for well that they do not belong there and they have no rights to do what they're doing. Black people must stop helping them to maintain this garbage and activate within themselves. This even goes for the white race. You must look for the good within that your ancestors and your people have done that runs within your bloodline to the point of today where you can see clear. We see a lot of them are making these religions to give some kind of superiority complex. This is a fraud. It's a fraud. Any race of people that is seeking to be superior in any shape or form, or preaching that peace of God, even going into Africanism and Egyptian and so forth, and our African people all across Africa is preaching this and creating a government to produce this type of behavior and keep the bondage upon our people's head must be removed mentally as well. There is no way that you're riding around with the image of someone else who do not look like you and glorifying that as some kind of so-called inner soul blood in your soul religion or whatever you want to call it. So that is not the way to go. The images come from within, like Mutabaruka said. It comes from within you. You know what I'm saying? You can always look at others and see their divinity, their liberty. But the liberty of your ancestors is you. They are not here right now, are they? But guess where they are? Within your bloodline. And that is within you. So they're expecting you to carry on, and they will give you the power. You know what I'm saying? The power will come because it's in you. Where else would it be? Floating in the air? It is in the bloodline. So as long as you betray your own people and follow these beasts down the line, we know exactly where you stand. And our ancestors know so too, because our eyes see it. So while they're busy playing these head games that they've been playing all across planet Earth, based on giving themselves this lift and so-called religion type thing to use this against the African people to keep them oppressed and in this garbage, and even the leaders that are in African countries that are black, that look like us, that are in bed with these people and doing this garbage, must be looked at sideways and checked. So if you are not doing for the prosperity of African people in Africa all across the board, then who is in their control in our land and causing this haram as we still see Arab slave trade at war? Remember, Peter is looking and he sees. So they do not want us in Egypt, do they, to activate the things that are there. So what game are they truly playing? This even goes out to the religions across the land, even there Europe. You cannot take one's rule and claim the bloodline for yourself and then create a new bloodline based on some documents that you trumped up. This is garbage. And I told people that many years ago. This goes out to the great Atiba, because Atiba and I sit our council. And Atiba gave me something one day that made me do deeper research. And when I look at it, I see how long and who was involved in the removal of African people from Egypt into the northern lands as slaves. So don't play with me. Africa and Africans and Africa as a whole must stand up now. We must activate in ourselves the bloodline and show the glory of our people, because right now all I see, even across the land here in the north, is shameful behavior by many. I cannot believe your infiltration and the long carrying on of carrying out their wishes and infiltrating our people with this garbage. We are not talking about old-time Babylon. Huh? And when we talk about Babylon, you need to let go Jaja children. You see. Because Babylon was infiltrated by outsiders. And they put a bondage upon thy people. So when we say let go Jaja children, Babylon, we're not talking about the ancestral overstanding of the bloodline and the issue. You see, we are talking about the infiltrators who have taken over Babylon and enslaved I people in the land. So when we say Lego Jaja Temple Babylon, we're talking about the outsiders who claim in Babylon as they do. And that goes to Egypt as well. We must stop this now. We must focus on the truth now. Because the beast is on the move. And even when we look at even the they very overstanding of the Matrix, did they saw the movie. What was people doing before the whole place got destroyed in which he showed? Huh? To Neo. A whole civilization totally destroyed. This is the mentality of the wickedness within these people. So what was the people doing before that caused that to come down that way? And sat there and did nothing but run on the ground like a rat. We must now move forward and crush these type of understanding. They must not come in our land with bullshit in an understanding. We overstand. Africa, you know what I'm saying. Talking about even every time they want to bring up some type of religion and validate it, they run the Africa. Or they claim Africanism in its mythology in which they recreate or rewrite to make it fit their narrative. How dare you? Even when you look at the Jehovah wide and so, they might run there to a mountain. They are African. You see? So-called boy, they are Jehovah Witness, one of the greats. And he gonna go to Africa and they go down a mountain and name it Mount Zion. So when we call Mount Zion, it is Mount Zion that he talking about. And why did you need to go to Africa? Why do you keep going to Africa to validate your bullshit? Why are you in Africa at all? And then you sit upon my ancestors' shit, you rob, rape, steal, rape, kill, murder, and enslave. And you call this a mind frame of superiority? In what complex? This is not so. This is called violence, killing, murder, and a common thief. We are the ones who show the heights of superiority in a way. Not the superiority in which they're talking about. Icerarity, icepurity, purity, naturalism. What happened to my people? What made them sick so? To follow a beast to hell. When your people gave you life, we are here. You keep talking about this God, but we are here. Now we must stand up and show this. All warriors that are fighting in Africa for liberation and true righteousness of their people to be provide for their people in all political. Any government that is set up in Africa, that is set up there to control the wealth, the minds, and the people must be removed from the people mind, and the people must do now a new council and a new arrangement of councility, and not just straight violence and killing and murder. So we must be warriors of trueness, that when we fight for the truth, that our blood be shed, not just to show posture. Africa, night, or the children want to come home. Now, when we speak about Babylon, and we speak about it even of the new Babylon, that now has spread from that type of garbage across the land, to even Yah. It shows what they have done to even the Africans that was here before them. Billions of years before they even thought up of Jesus Christ. So what you talking about? So a lot of black people have run around here with a white Jesus in your brain, but your skin black. And white people have run around with a black Jesus in their mind, but the skin white. Which one is true? You must now start to wake up. Nobody have time to continuously play down the line. Kamala talking about she taking a trip over there to go see what you're really going over there to see, Kamala. Tell me. Kamala Hala. My destiny. What is your query? Are you going to Africa? If you went to Africa, you should have went by yourself. There was no need for you to take anyone else to Destined Breed. Alright? And we're going to leave it there. So this is Point Black saying, stay right, stay tight. You're going to fight.